Hello, everyone. My name is Melanie Perez, and today I'm going to be talking about the first episode, The Blood of American Manhunt, O.J. Simpson. This episode focuses on the beginning of the investigation into the murders of Nicole Brown and Ron Goldman and how quickly the case gained public attention. Before I move on to the next slide, I do want to warn you that there is an image with blood, so viewers' discretion is advised. This slide gives us some background information on the case. The murders led to a major investigation, and there was a lot of involvement from both the police and the media. On the bottom right corner, we see an image from the crime scene. In the middle and on the left side, we see images of O.J. Simpson in the courthouse. These are just images to show how publicized this case was. This documentary also uses Pathos, which is the emotional appeal. It focuses on the victims and their families so that the audience can understand how serious the situation was. We see Ron Goldman in the middle and Nicole Brown on the right side. These were both the victims of the murders. And on the left side, we see Ron Goldman's family. They actually they interviewed Ron Goldman's sister, Kim, and she talks about finding out he was killed and how she reacted to the news. They also mentioned that Nicole Brown's kids were upstairs when the murder happened, so it makes the situation more emotional. The audience feels sympathy and understands the impact of what actually happened. In this slide, there are images of O.J. Simpson when he was younger, and it highlights his background as well as a well-known football player and a public figure, which can create a different emotional response by showing how his life looked before everything happened and why so many people were paying attention to the case. On the bottom left side, we have an image of the media following him. It just goes to show that there were cameras and reporters around him all the time and how public he really was. I mean, he was famous. This documentary also uses ethos, which is credibility. It includes the testimonies from people who were directly involved in the case. For example, detectives Mark Furman and Tom Lange were interviewed so that we could hear their version of this case. We get from the very beginning the moment that Mark Furman received a call letting him know that he was on the phone, and we get the thoughts of what they thought about this case. Um, since they were actually involved in this case, it makes the information more believable. And in this documentary, there are recordings from OJ's interview where his answers were inconsistent, and it just shows true crime photos as well as evidence. Um, this this helps the audience see that the case is from the investigator's point of view, and it makes everything feel more real and trustworthy, and many people believe it. Taken together, the episode uses both emotion and credibility to help the audience understand the case. It shows that the way information is presented can affect how people understand what actually happened and what people feel towards the case. Thank you for your time.